to What the F.A.Q. My name is Kate Crittenden. I am a documentary, family and wedding photographer based in Sydney, Australia. And each episode, I give you all the info that you need to know in order to get family photos that you really, really love and avoid the awkward family photos Hall of Fame. This week's question comes from Adam, who writes, "Hey Kate, my wife wants family photos done, but I'm hesitant. It seems expensive and my iPhone 12 camera is insanely good. So why do I need a professional photographer in 2022? Thanks for being honest, Adam. I think a lot of people have this question, but find it hard to ask a photographer directly. When I first got your question, my reaction was a little defensive. You know, a family photographer, we train to use our camera, and we work really hard to use our eye, and you know, if you're taking the photos, who's in the frame, and we make sure you get everybody in. And it was just a little too abstract. The way I thought about answering your question is it would be like somebody coming up to me and telling me all about their Maserati. How many revs it had, all the cylinders, the fact that the seats were made from, I don't know, baby seal fur or something. All I'm gonna hear is blah, 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 blah. Because I don't know anything about cars, I don't care about cars, and frankly, I think expensive cars are a waste of money. Which is what I think you were politely trying to say with your question about family photography. So I let my brain really percolate on your question. And I woke up at about 3 a.m. this morning and I had a bit of a light bulb moment. The first thing is that you don't need a professional photographer. There, I said it. I may have shot myself in the foot, but let's be honest here. As a photographer, I'm not out here saving babies or curing cancer. And maybe you feel the same way about spending money on photography that I feel about expensive cars. But I'll hazard a guess that if you're asking this question, you're at least a little bit interested. So why hire a family photographer? Well, my brain works in metaphors. I need a good, solid comparison in order to understand an idea properly. Bear with me until the end, and then you can ask any questions you have. All right, let's go. I want you to think back to the best meal that you've ever had. Maybe it was a 5-course meal overlooking Sydney Harbour, but it doesn't have to be fancy. Maybe it was just fish and chips with your dad at the beach. Close your eyes and see the dish in front of you. Seriously, humour me, do it. See the way it looked on the plate. Remember how good it smelt, how hungry and excited you were to try it. Maybe it was a mix of flavours that you'd never tried before and never expected to work, but that tasted so good they made your tongue tingle. Now imagine the chef who made this meal. They trained and practiced and experimented for years to get a deep knowledge of flavors, techniques that as a home cook, I'm never gonna try. And they poured all that into making one single, unforgettable dish for you. Maybe in the years since you had that meal, you've tried to recreate it at home. Maybe you Googled the recipe, but then you saw it needed 52 ingredients and something called a sous vide machine that you sensibly didn't bother. Hiring a professional family photographer is just like going out for that delicious meal. You don't need to go out. You can totally cook for yourself at home, the same way you can take photos on your iPhone. But how delicious was that meal that I just asked you about? How much did you enjoy it? How much more special was it than that spag bowl you knocked up last Wednesday? As I said in the beginning, I'm a photographer. I'm not out here saving babies. But what I do deal with is memory. The snaps you take on your iPhone on your kid's first day of school and when you're on holiday up the coast will show you exactly what they look like and exactly where you were. They'll be perfectly fine, just like that spag bowl. But through the photos I make, you'll remember exactly how it felt. That's the difference. It's not that I have a fancy camera or fancy editing software. It's that like a chef, I pour my skill, my experience, my perspective into making photographs that in 50 years will let you relive the exquisite chaos of having a toddler, to share again in the joy of your little girl's first Easter egg hunt, to feel the bittersweet ache of ever-dwindling hugs as your son grows older. That's what I can do for you that your iPhone can't. I hope that answers your question, Adam. My name's Kate Crittenden. Thank you for watching.